Welcome to Storytime with Mel. This is the first installment of hopefully many, many, many Storytimes with Mel. This is going to be the story of that girl that wouldn't fuck that guy. It's one of my favorite nicknames. And but first, before I do that, I just want to show you guys a couple of things before we start. This is the Tales from the Clerks collected graphic novel. It's all of Kevin Smith's comic work, well, at least his comic work that pertains to his New Jersey storylines. This is Clerks, the animated series. And this is Chasing Amy. This is one of my favorite movies. What do all these things have in common, other than Jason Mewes? Kevin motherfucking Smith. So, this is my story of how I sort of met Kevin Smith. It's kind of, I'm going to leave it up to you guys to decide whether I actually met him or not, but he definitely talked to me. And that was so cool. He's a really nice guy. But my friend James calls me Friday, September 21st. He's like, hey, you want to go see Kevin Smith with me? And I'm like, hell fucking yes! So, we went. And, I had to beg my parents and everything to let them to get me to go. But it was good, because we went, and it was great. So we went, but before that, I had gone to the wineries all day with my mother the day that Kevin Smith was happening, which was Saturday the 22nd. It's also the day that my godson was born, which is weird because my Bill, who actually made the baby, he loves Kevin Smith, so. But we'd been to the wineries, and I was drunk, and then I met James at the bar, and then I was drunk still more. Then we went to Taco Bell, and Taco Bell plus drunk plus nervous equals, whoa, bad. I didn't throw up, though. I'm skilled. So we had some issues, but it worked out. I don't know what I just said that for. It was random. I can probably edit that out. I probably will edit that out. We get to Cornell, we park, we run in, we get our seats. They're awesome. They're like fucking 300 feet from the stage, if that, less than that. And, they're like raised up, and it's perfect. We're not like at eye level with Kevin Smith or anything, but it's good. We left my camera in the car, though, so we run back out. We have to beg this guy who thinks we're going to go smoke pot in the car, because he's like, you're going to do a little beforehand, huh? And I'm like, no, dude, we just need my camera, come on. So we go, we run out, we run back in, we slam our asses down. And James and I are not skinny people, so it was quite a pain in the ass to do that. So Kevin Smith takes the stage 10 minutes late, and he apologizes, and he goes, to make it up to you guys, make sure this Q&A goes as long as you guys want, and I'm going to make sure that, everyone's questions get answered, and I also brought someone with me to make it up to you guys. And, I looked at James, and I was like, dude, if it's Mewes, I'm going to fucking shit a brick. Guess what? I didn't shit a brick, but it was Mewes. And I was like, oh my god, Jason Mewes. And for those of you who don't know who Jason Mewes is this long-haired guy right there. Plays Jay from Jay and Silent Bob. So he, he comes out, and I'm like, to quote James, I looked like I just won Miss Teen USA. I was screaming, going, I can't believe it, and I guess I looked like I was going to cry. I probably did. So, the Q&A starts, and it's pretty interesting. I was going to get up there, but it was meeting Anthony Rapp at IC, which is another story for another time. Only 10 times worse, because there's 2 of them. And I knew I'd, lose my Taco Bell and wine and fucking 2-for-1 well drinks. I don't even know what those are, but I'd lose them all over Kevin Smith or something, so it was bad. So I sat back down, and James is like, hey, he's like, so, I'm gonna reference you in my question, so it's gonna be like you're chilling with Kevin Smith. And I was like, hey, dude, I feel like I'm chilling with Kevin Smith right now, so he's like, oh, and I brought my Tales from the Clerks book. He's like, here, let me take that. And he's like, maybe we can get that signed. And I was like, oh my god, cool. James is so awesome. First of all, he's taking me to go see Kevin Smith. He's, gonna help me get my book signed. I love this guy. So then he embarrassed the hell out of me. He gets up there, and he's talking about his life, and he's talking to Kevin Smith. And first of all, he's insulting Kevin Smith, which is not really. He's like, dude, I completely understand the fat ugly guy thing, because I'm dating this gorgeous, skinny girl. Kevin Smith's like, dude, you're not that fat. He's like, well, I hope I look as good as you. I probably will be when I'm your age. And Kevin Smith's like, sir, if you have something else to say, I hope you say it now, or something like that. And so James is basically like, this is my girlfriend's great, blah, blah, blah. And Kevin's like, well, is she here? Let's see this girl. And James is like, no, she hates you. She doesn't like your movies. And Kevin's like, well, why doesn't anyone like me? Well, why? I'm nice. And he goes, well, she thinks your movies are stupid. And the crowd's like, dump her! And Kevin's like, dude, you found a chick who would let you put her penis in you. Whatever you do, don't dump her. So James is like, well, I brought a different girl. And Kevin's like, what, are you dating her too? Dude, you're a playa. I like that. And James is like, well, no, I brought my friend Mel, but she looked like she just won Miss Teen USA when Jason Mewes came out. She was like screaming and like almost crying. And I'm like, that's great, James. Fuck you. So Kevin's like, where is she? So he points me out and I stand up. And Jason Mewes is like, dude, are you fucking her? And James is like, no. And I'm like, no! It's James. No. And Kevin's just like, well, why not? And I'm like, we dated. And Kevin's like, oh, so you have fucked and it wasn't any good. I see. I understand. And I'm like, no. No. And James is like, we never fucked because we didn't have time to. And I'm like, no, it wasn't that. And so Jason Mewes is like, well, how long are you guys together? And we're like, oh, a month and a half, give or take. So about then, Jason Mewes is like, dude, I would have fucked her 100,000 times by a month and a half. Jason Mewes would fuck me. Yay. I've had a huge crush on Jason Mewes, like, since I've seen the first Clerks, so it's a little overwhelming. So, Kevin Smith and Jason Mewes in a room full of strangers now know this little bit of my life. But the best part about all this is they didn't stop referencing it. Like, Kevin Smith went outside to go have a cigarette, and James actually followed him out. He shouldn't have done that, but he did. And he left Mewes up on stage, and Mewes is like, okay, I'll answer some questions. And this girl's like, why do all the Ben Affleck movies suck unless Kevin Smith is directing them? And I swear to God, Jason Mewes looks right at me and he goes, I don't know, probably the same reason that girl won't fuck that guy after a month and a half. So that's pretty funny. They kept looking over at us and mentioning the month and a half and that girl that wouldn't fuck that guy. And it's pretty great. So James comes back and he's got a picture of himself with Kevin Smith outside smoking. And I'm like, dude, I fucking hate you. Just about then, see, Jason Mewes had this little video camera he was playing with the entire, time. And he was like, I'm gonna go take some video from the balcony of this shit. And so, James is like elbowing me in the boob. He's like, come on, dude, go do it. I'm like, do what? He's like, go meet him. I'm like, I can't. It's fucking Jason Mewes. I give him a shit a brick. He's like, do it. So I'm like, fine. So I grab my camera. I run out in the hall. And I hear a door close behind me. And I turn around and I fucking jump 3 feet in the air. It's this big black lady who is most certainly not Jason Mewes. And I'm like, oh, hi. And she's like, I'm not Jason Mewes. And I'm like, yeah, I can tell. And so she's like, well, she's like, what'd she say? I don't know what she said, but she said something to the effect of like, well, I'm glad you can tell, or something. And then Jason Mewes walks down the hall and confused me because I was like half drunk still and like nervous as all hell. But I got a picture with him, which I'll probably put at the end of this video. He was really nice too. Kevin Smith is totally sweet. So that's pretty much my story about the girl who won't fuck that guy. A little lame, I know, but it's a story that needs to be told. Just in case this does end up on the Kevin Smith Evening with Kevin Smith thing, the DVD that they might be doing, because I want people to know that I am that girl that won't fuck that guy. Not anybody else. That's me.